was in 1996 by Brian Bethel, a journalist from Abilene, Texas. In Bethel's report, he describes his late evening. He had stopped in a parking lot near a movie theater in his car. He was so absorbed in writing a check for his upcoming internet bill that he intended on putting in the drop box nearby that he didn't even notice two young boys approaching his car. He didn't notice until the older boy tapped on his window. Bethel rolled down his window to answer the boy and noted immediately what he described as a soul-racking fear in himself, but unexplainable and, in his words, irrational. The older boy, who Bethel explains as having an olive skin tone and curly hair, while the younger boy behind him was a freckled ginger and very pale, began to explain to Bethel that he and his brother wanted to catch the Mortal Kombat movie but had forgotten their money at home and began asking if Bethel could give them a ride to their moms. It almost seemed as if the boy could sense Bethel's uneasiness because shortly after, they went on to make what seemed to be reassuring statements, such as they were just two kids, they didn't have a gun, they weren't going to hurt him, and it wasn't going to take long. Bethel found the assurances unnerving and tells him that the last showing of the movie had already started, and by the time he took them and came back, it would be too late anyway. In his recount of the encounter, he states that when he broke the eye contact with the two boys, that is when the fear completely took over his body. And when he finally broke this contact, that is when their eyes became completely blacked out. Bethel states that he began to make excuses to get away, as he felt that if he did not, he would die. The older boy began to get frustrated when Bethel continued to make excuses for not giving them a ride. He began banging on the window angrily to the point that Bethel felt that the glass may even break, and stated that he could not get into the car unless Bethel said it was okay. After that, Bethel sped out of the parking lot, leaving the boys behind. He recounts that when he looked into the rearview mirror, he could no longer see the boys. To this day, he still stands by this encounter.